Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weebs here, and this is why Naruto was a neglected Hyuga Part 3 finale. Hopefully I can record this in one go. It's currently 6:56 a.m. and I have to go to school in a bit. It's a Monday, and I don't want to go, to be honest. But anyway, last time we left off with the preliminaries about to begin, and pretty much now Naruto was gonna fight Kiba first, and this fight, I'm pretty sure we all know how it went in the original, and we know how it's gonna go here. Naruto's absolutely gonna obliterate Kiba. At first, it's gonna get a few hits in. Well, he's gonna allow Kiba to get a few hits in, but then once he really tries, it's over. Kiba won't have he won't even stand a chance, and easily Naruto takes the win here. Sasuke takes his win, and the rest of the people go a bit similar, except for, they actually do go similar. Even though Sakura got a lot stronger, she actually lost to Ino, not because she was weaker, but because Ino was a bit stronger. However, Sakura, if you were to put Sakura where she is right now, she would absolutely annihilate Ino. However, we're talking about a Sakura who had to fight Orochimaru on her own and nearly got killed. Yes, Orochimaru was about to kill her, and she went for a near-death experience until Naruto arrived, which he absolutely finessed Orochimaru. And anywho, now, of course, Naruto, knowing the Vanishing Rasengan, not only the Vanishing Rasengan, the Wind Star Rasengan too, just the first part of the Wind Star Rasengan, Naruto's been training really hard to hone his techniques and his jutsu. And anyways, now, of course, Sakura and Ino were able to knock each other out. Sakura literally, if she was able to get that punch in a second earlier than Ino, it would have been over real fast. And anyways, now, Naruto actually told Sakura that it's alright, even though Sakura was completely bummed out because of this, and Naruto says it's fine. If you weren't injured, you would have won. And Ino took this as a wake-up call, realizing that if Sakura wasn't injured in the second part of the exam, she would have absolutely destroyed her. So she begins training. Straight after this, Sakura recovers and begins training too. Of course, this is afterwards, but Lee's fight, of course, goes the same because we need Kara in the finals. And oh shit. Sorry, that was my alarm. And anyways, after this, of course, then we have a final fight was going to be Neji versus Hinata. And just saying, it's not the same order. I don't really remember the order too well, and so we're just gonna go with this order. And Neji absolutely destroys Hinata. And as he was about to go for the final finishing blow, instead of all the killing blow, instead of all the Jonins arriving, Naruto actually outsped everyone, and he was already there, and caught Neji's hand, and Neji's like, "What are you doing here, you fraud?" And Naruto's like, "I may be a fraud while destroying the finals," and pretty much kicks Neji, who was actually quite injured from Hinata, just alone. But Hinata still wasn't strong enough. He literally kicks Neji into the wall and says, keep that blow for me. I'll destroy you. You'll need it." And anyways, of course, he helps Hinata up and takes her to the stands. And of course, in the end, Hinata is in critical condition. She has to go to the hospital, and Naruto pretty much vows to destroy him in the Chunin exams, and he should be ready. Anyways, the 1 month training is announced, and Naruto goes off onto his 1 month training, and this time he has so much more motivation. He doesn't understand why he even helped Hinata, even though he did help her in the past, but Naruto just did it, especially because she is his friend, and he doesn't want her to die. And anyways, now, of course, Naruto and Jiraiya do meet in the end, and they begin training. Jiraiya finding out that Naruto already has a Rasengan after him teaching Naruto the summoning jutsu. He's actually very impressed, but then Naruto actually tells him that there is a further form of Rasengan, and Jiraiya's like, "I already know, the Udama Rasengan, the Giant Rasengan." Naruto says, "No, not that. I'm pretty sure there is a Giant Rasengan, since you can just add more chakra and you need more chakra control, but I'm talking about a different Rasengan. And that Rasengan is a chakra nature added to the Rasengan. I have only mastered one of them, but I have one. Well, I've tried every single one of them with every single type, and they all exploded in me except for one, which was the lightning one, which Naruto then shows Jiraiya, and Naruto says that the more chakra he adds, the bigger he gets, so he can actually be the normal size of Rasengan, or he can even be an Odama Rasengan if he wants it to be it. But anyways, now during this 1 month, Jiraiya and Naruto actually honed their skill in the Rasen Shuriken, and Naruto and Jiraiya already having mastery over all 5 chakra natures, even better than Naruto, and Naruto knows how to. Naruto's getting there, and with lightning release, he's way better than. Well, when we're talking about lightning release, Naruto is better than Jiraiya in all sorts of ways. Jiraiya doesn't have it, first of all, but if you were to put his best chakra nature, the one that he can use the best, Naruto beats it, because he can use lightning release at any moment without even any hand seals. He can just think of what to do with it, and it just happens. Anyways, Naruto pretty much can use lightning as magic. But anywho, of course, Naruto and Jiraiya do train, and Jiraiya masters the Rasen Shuriken. Naruto actually gets close to it. The first test you can go is creating the blades, but then it gets too hard for him to control, which Jiraiya tells him to do with a clone, but Naruto says no, that'll be inefficient. I can't do fast enough with a clone. I'll have to make the clone, then do it, which is long. I'd rather do it, and if I can master it like you, I can make it like mid-range out of nowhere. And remember, Jiraiya having the Rasen can change the story quite a bit. And anywho, now, of course, Naruto and Jiraiya. Well, Naruto actually asks Jiraiya if he can come to see him fight in the Chunin exams. Jiraiya says sorry, he can't, and Naruto asks why, and Jiraiya says that he's actually busy on that day. He's actually gonna have to do something. And anyways, now, of course, Naruto says it's alright, it doesn't really matter, and the Chunin exam begins. Sorry. The Chunin exam final begin, and of course it's Neji versus Naruto first, and Naruto, of course, is ready. He's extremely ready to verse him, and as soon as the fight begins, it's actually Naruto taking the lead and going straight for the finishing blow. And Neji says it's gonna take you way more than this. And Neji is much stronger than, well, his old self. And anywho, now, of course, Naruto and Neji do go at it, and Neji's actually having quite a little bit of a hard time against Naruto, especially because Naruto is not holding anything back, and then Neji goes on the offensive, which actually counters Naruto, and Neji's blows are a bit less precise than Naruto's. Naruto has trained for years upon years with these techniques, and he's more precise than Neji, and he was getting much better hits on Neji than Neji could get on Naruto. And anyways, Neji uses the rotation and blows Naruto back and tries to get a hit on him, but then Naruto actually as soon as Neji hits him, Neji actually realizing that he's a substitution last second, Naruto pretty much, he actually hits Naruto, and Naruto actually becomes Crows. I'm actually gonna give him the Crow substitution because it's actually the best substitution I've ever seen in my life. It's so sick. I'm not even lying. It's actually so sick. Like, I've seen it again. Like, I was rewatching some Naruto episodes, and Itachi, he's such a cool character, but we all know Obito's the best character in the whole entire series. Don't ask me why. He's just the best. I just love how he's built. He's built different. He's truly built different. Like, my wallpapers, Obito. Oh, it looks sick, bro. I wish I was old like Obito. And anyways, now Naruto, of course, turning into crows, confused Neji, and then the crows actually started attacking Neji, but then out of nowhere, Naruto came out of the flock of crows. I'm pretty sure it's flock of crows. I'll make sure of that real quick. Flock of crows come out. Yeah, it's a flock of crows. Yeah, I'm just smart. I'm just smart. I'm built different. Anyways, of course, Naruto actually appears from the flock of crows and pretty much tells Neji that it's all over, and Neji not even being able to react to Naruto's attack. Naruto was actually able to hit him right where his main chakra, well, in one of his chakra points, so hard that pretty much he knocked out Neji. Literally, he fully just knocked him out, and then Neji stood absolutely no chance against Naruto. After this, Naruto actually, picked up Neji, and of course, Neji actually woke up straight away, realizing that he's already lost the fight, and he says, "Nice, you won." And Naruto says, well, of course, he congratulates Naruto, and Naruto says, "Thank you." And of course, Neji apologizes for what he's done, and then he actually changes his ways, realizing that his ways are wrong, and Naruto is right. Destiny doesn't decide one's fate. One can change their fate with the actions they do. And of course, now the next few fights go exactly the same up until the Sasuke fight. Of course, Shikamaru wins. Shino wins because of a default win, because since Kankuro didn't want to fight. And anyways, now Naruto watches the fight with Sasuke, and of course Sasuke does very well, and in fact gets so many hits into Gaara that Gaara gets pretty pissed off at the end, when Sasuke is able to penetrate his sand dome and stab him, and this pisses him off to a point where he transforms. And here, up until the fight against Gaara, it goes exactly the same. Up until the fight against Gaara and Naruto, since Naruto's a lot stronger here, it's implied that he would win, right? Since in the original he won. So the fight against Gaara goes not similar, I would say. Naruto would actually get a lot more hits into Shikaka Gaara before summoning Gamabunta, but summoning Gamabunta was inevitable since the sheer size of the tail beast was massive, and each chakra point was way too big for Naruto to stop with just one hit. Naruto would have to be like the size of Super Expansion Jutsu fucking Choji to actually being able to stop a full chakra point of a tail beast. And tail beasts have so much chakra, even if it's blocked, they can just unblock it like that. Literally, they could just pour chakra in there and easy. And anyways, of course, Naruto was able to beat Gaara and become his friend and takes him back. And Naruto sees the Hokage die in front of his eyes, and this pisses him off to an extent where a bit of the Naruto's chakra leaks out, and as he was about to attack Orochimaru with the Naruto's chakra, yes, even though Orochimaru is sealed away, I'm pretty sure he got he did use the punked seal, which is basically him sealing away, making the seal even stronger. Of course, he actually broke, and now Naruto, and plus, Jiraiya already unlocked it because of his training with Naruto. And anyways, no, wait, technically he didn't unlock it here. Well, he didn't unseal it because Naruto already could use so much chakra and could summon Gamabunta like that. So I would say that he'd break it here, technically. And anywho, Naruto is attacking Orochimaru as the barrier goes down. Orochimaru realizes that he cannot protect himself, so Soundful with Curse Mark 2 states on. They were about to attack Naruto up until Jiraiya comes in, sweeps the four away literally from just one attack, one fireball jutsu. They all had to dodge because that fireball jutsu could have killed them instantly. And Jiraiya actually stops Naruto by putting a chakra seeding tag on his head. And now, of course, Orochimaru escapes, realizing that now that Jiraiya is here, it's over. He will not be able to destroy the village like this. Jiraiya will instantly kill him in Sage mode, especially because Orochimaru can't even use his arms right now. It's not even a weakened Orochimaru, his arms are sealed away. He can't even go to a different body he doesn't have right now. And anyways, now, of course, Naruto and Jiraiya are pretty strong. Well, not Naruto. What am I talking about? Of course, Jiraiya is asked to become the Hokage afterwards, but he declines, saying that there is a better candidate, and other than him or anyone, any other candidate in the village right now, the best candidate is Tsunade. But of course, they're kind of skeptical if she would come back. But Jiraiya says that he'll bring her back, give him a few weeks or so, and he'll bring her back. And of course, they allow it. And as they leave, of course, they do cross paths with the two Akatsuki members, but the two Akatsuki members don't really realize, and they go in. And of course, after a while, they realize that Naruto's not in the village, so they go and find him. And yes, Kakashi's partner Genjutsu Sasuke has just recovered and found out about Itachi, so he goes in the pursuit for Itachi. And anyways, of course, once he finds him, he sees him in front of Naruto. Naruto, of course, taking a rest from his training, and Jiraiya going off to, do his research. Of course, Naruto and the Akatsuki members were staring each other off. Naruto actually backed up a bit, realizing that these guys seem pretty strong, and they literally ordered him that they ordered him to come with him, so that he knows that they're after him. And Naruto is smart, he's brainy, he has brains. And he realizes that they're probably after the Nine-Tails. And anyways, Naruto's like, if you want this Nine-Tails, you have to go through me first. And pretty much, Naruto's protecting the Nine-Tails. And they're like, you're just a beast. You should just come with us. We'll make your life easier. After all, you had to go through all that suffering and despair by holding that tail beast. And Naruto pretty much replied with the same reply as in the original, in the Warrock, saying, who says that I suffered? Who says that I'm in despair when I have the Nine-Tails? And Nine-Tails widens his eyes, realizing that Naruto is speaking the truth. He can't feel any lies in his words. And he's like, why? Why would a human, out of all beings, say that? Like, since, Kurama pretty much was not raised, but he saw how humans are, and he realized that they all lie, they all are scared of him. Everyone is scared of a tail beast because they're so strong and they could kill the humans instantly. But of course, Naruto is different. And anyways, now the Naruto goes back to sleep by giving Naruto a little chakra boost, which actually helped Naruto get a bit of adrenaline up, and he was ready to fight up until Sasuke arrived, and Naruto was taking on Kisame. As Kisame swung his sword at him, Naruto actually brings out his short sword, and he's actually able to stop Kisame's attack thanks to the Nine-Tails. Otherwise, it would have broken. Naruto would have had to back up more. And of course, yes, the Nine-Tails actually gave Naruto more chakra, which actually helped him out. Sasuke, of course, suffers the same fate against Itachi, and Naruto was able to keep Kisame off for just long enough for Jiraiya and Might Guy to arrive, and the two Akatsuki members had to escape because they realized that maybe, just maybe, they would be able to get by Jiraiya. But then if they do, and plus, that's a maybe, that's a saying 2v1, but now it's a 2v2 with the Might Guy there. Of course, Itachi might be able to beat them both with the Tosuke Blade, but let's be honest, he wouldn't use that because that would drain him from all his power, and Itachi already has stamina issues, and he would die instantly because after using the Tosuke Blade once, we saw that he was literally fucked. He could barely stand. We literally saw he was like he was stumbling towards Sasuke. And anyways, now Naruto and Sasuke is taken back by Might Guy, and Naruto and Jiraiya find Tsunade a bit afterwards, and they take her back to the village. Of course, Naruto actually gets pissed off at Tsunade. Remember, this is his sensei she's talking about, the third Hokage, and the fourth Hokage being the person that he admired all along. And pretty much him and her take it outside and begin a fight, and pretty much they go at each other, and Naruto is actually having a pretty easy time, but then Tsunade pretty much said that maybe she needs to she's going to pretty much get a bit more serious, and as Naruto was about to finish off with the Rasengan, Tsunade realizes what's coming towards her and literally punches the ground when Naruto actually fell and flopped the Rasengan, and she said, "Who taught you that technique, you fool? You'll never be able to master it." And Naruto pretty much says, "Who said that?" And she's like, "Only the fourth and Jiraiya were able to. A fool like you will never be able to master it." And Naruto replies by saying, weren't all the Hokage's fools? So why should another fool be able to master what a fool created? And anyways, of course, Tsunade got outsmarted a bit, but anyways, of course, Tsunade just says, "How about this? If you can master the Rasengan within a week, I'll give you this necklace given to me by the first Hokage, and I'll return to the Leaf Village and become its first Hokage." And anyways, of course, Naruto accepts, and literally, he's already won the bet. He already knows the Rasengan, but he doesn't say anything, and Jiraiya keeps quiet too. And anyways, within a week, they were going to, but Naruto actually took this bet as in, if you can master the Rasen Shuriken. Of course he wasn't going to, it's way too hard. Naruto can barely do it. He can barely hold the one that he already has. As soon as he creates it, it's either about to explode on him, and Naruto knows what the repercussions of this is, him losing his arm, or him actually dispersing the Rasengan before it could happen. Naruto with the clone, he tried it, but still it didn't work. The clone actually got destroyed because of the sheer amount of power the Rasengan was giving off. The clone couldn't stand it, and he got literally blown away. And anyways, of course, Naruto realized that the Rasen Shuriken is something that his body cannot handle because of just the sheer strength of it is much higher than Naruto's body. And remember, it's the Rasen Shuriken itself is stronger than an S-rank shinobi's body. Someone who went up against Hashirama, and we've seen how strong he is. Fucking hell, 1,000 years of fisting. And anyways, I'm joking. Now, of course, the next week they do fight Orochimaru, and this fight goes a bit similar with Naruto saving Tsunade and Tsunade getting over her fears of blood, and literally healing Naruto because Naruto was dying because of Kabuto actually getting that little touch onto Naruto and cutting his inner heart veins, I'm pretty sure, heart muscles. It's what I remember. But anyways, after healing him, of course, she goes and fights Orochimaru, and of course, Kabuto helps Orochimaru by summoning his snake. I think it was Mamba. I don't know. What was his snake's name? Manda. And anyways, now after this, of course, Naruto Naruto woke up to see that he's being carried back on Tsunade's back, and just saying he did get the kiss and the necklace. And anyways, now of course Naruto was taken back to the Leaf Village, and of course he brought back Tsunade as the fifth Hokage. And anyways, now of course now it's basically Naruto and Team 7 again, and literally Naruto goes visit Sasuke. Sasuke still has the fight against Naruto in the rooftop, which Naruto doesn't want to do, and in the end he was actually able to bind Sasuke with his mid-air with his lightning prison, by not hurting him. Of course, he could use a different prison, but he used the lightning one just in case he actually breaks out of it. He could use the paralysis on it, and he did paralyze him for a second there. And anyways, now Sasuke actually left when Kakashi arrived, and he was pissed off, and Kakashi still gave him the speech, and Sasuke says, "Maybe if I take every single loved one that you have," and pretty much Kakashi replies by saying that you're a bit late, it's already been done. And Sasuke realizes that maybe he called, and that was kind of rude. It was kind of, especially because he knows how it feels when to lose everyone too. And anyways, remember, Sasuke lost. What happened to his? Kakashi lost his mom, his dad. His dad killed himself. Then he lost Obito. Then he lost Rin. Then he lost Minato. What's left for him? Then the Hokage too, the third. Literally, he's been losing everyone. She died in the Second Great Ninja War. She was an average ninja, and she she died during childbirth or something. But anyways, we don't really know how she looks like. But anywho, now, of course, Naruto and of course, Naruto and Team 7. Well, Naruto was. What am I talking about? Sorry. Naruto was pretty saddened by what happened, and anyways, after a while, of course, Sasuke still meets, the Soundful, and the Soundful pretty much told Sasuke that if he comes with them, he can gain more power, and of course, Sasuke leaves the village in pursuit of power with Orochimaru, leaves to go to Orochimaru in pursuit of power, and anyways, now, fam, this damn pillow. Oh. Anyway, of course, sorry, Naruto and Naruto's told by Sakura, and in the end they do go towards the Hokage's office, and they do tell her, and a team is assembled: Naruto, Shikamaru, Neji, and Naruto, Shikamaru, Neji, Choji, and Kiba, and pretty much the same exact team, and they go off on their own, and pretty much each fight goes exactly the same, literally exactly the same, until Kimimaro and Naruto's fight. So I'm not going to cover each fight again, because we know how they happen. Naruto has a much easier time, and Kimimaro actually has to go in his Kurama Kwan state as per normal, and much earlier in the fight, to be honest. And Naruto's taking Kimimaro on in Kurama Kwan. Remember, Naruto actually being near Kakashi's level at this point. Sorry, one sec. Naruto being near Kakashi's level at this point, and near Tsunade's, just not in strength, just in ability-wise. And anyways, Naruto and Kimimaro go at it, and in the end, because of Kimimaro's illness, it was getting weaker and weaker. That's why he was on the level of Naruto. Naruto wasn't literally on par with I wouldn't say on par with Kakashi and Tsunade, because in a one-on-one fight, Naruto would get obliterated by the two, like, individually. And anyways, of course, Naruto gets helped by Lee, and Lee says to go and get Sasuke. He'll stay here, he'll fight him off. If Naruto can do it, he can do it. And Naruto thanks Lee and tells him not to die. He just recovered. And anyways, now, of course, Naruto and Lee give a thumbs up to each other, and Naruto goes off on his own. And pretty much, Naruto and Sasuke go at it, and Naruto had the upper hand here. However, once Sasuke went into his Kurama 2 state, Naruto, not having the chakra that he had with the Nine Tails, actually succumbed to Sasuke. But right at the end, of course, as Naruto was on the ground bleeding, Sasuke, of course, fought down his friend. He killed his best friend, and he unlocked his Mangekyo. However, he left straight away, realizing that people were coming to find him, so he has to leave as fast as possible. Of course, they were pretty far away still, and of course, the Sand siblings arrive and to help out, and in the end, Naruto is actually saved by the Kurama's intervention. Kurama actually, what happened is that, of course, since he was kind of surprised by what happened with Naruto saying that he pretty much didn't find it annoying, or he didn't find it like he was in despair because of the Nine Tails, and he didn't care if he had it or not. He actually quite enjoyed having the Nine Tails inside of him. He found it as a challenge. Of course, this was the first time someone ever said about that. Someone ever said that to the Nine Tails, or about the Nine Tails. So the Nine Tails actually helped Naruto out by actually healing Naruto, and after this, of course, Naruto actually gets saved by the Nine Tails, and once they arrive, of course, they saw that Naruto had scars everywhere, and he must have healed them somehow, and Kakashi realizes that it must have been the Nine Tails. And anyways, now, because he's seen, apparently, well, Jiraiya has seen Naruto go into the Naruto's chakra, tapping into him against Orochimaru when he was about to kill him or attack him after the Hokage's death, and his wounds will get healed, which was told by Jiraiya to Kakashi because Kakashi is his team leader. And anyways, of course, Naruto gets told by Jiraiya to give up on Sasuke and come with him to train to protect himself against Akatsuki, who are a bigger threat than, who should be considered higher than Sasuke, because right now they're in the pursuit for every single tail beast, and they will be starting their missions within 2.5 years to capture every single tail beast, and Naruto is one of them. Naruto has the nine tails, the strongest one, so if he gets captured, pretty much they can capture any other tail beast, and Naruto cannot die. And pretty much Naruto said that he will go train with him for them, but he will bring back Sasuke. He won't give up on his friend yet. And Jiraiya could see a bit of his old self and says, alright then, I'll help you bring back Sasuke and protect you from the Akatsuki. Which then Naruto actually pretty much was pretty happy about, and they go off to the 2.5 training. Of course, Naruto returns to the Leaf Village after this 2.5 training. I'm not going to cover it because I'm just going to, in his fights, he's just going to use the powers that he gained during these years of training. I'm not going to actually cover this every single part of his 2-year training because of me being short on time. I have to get ready for school soon, and I would do after school, but today actually quite busy, that's why, and I want to revise. And anyways, now of course Naruto actually pretty much returned, and Sakura was a top tier healer at this point. She was on par, she was apparently on par with Sasuke. And anyways, Tsunade. Now of course Naruto did have to go through the bell test again, and of course the bell test was much easier as per normal, just like in the original. Naruto and Sakura were able to beat Kakashi, and now pretty much it was after this pretty much Naruto actually got the news about Gaara, and he was pretty pissed off, and pretty much he already headed out. His team actually been following him because he wasn't meant to go out yet, and still they have to follow him. Naruto, the team was already prepared, but of course they needed to create a plan before. But Naruto's already going, and Naruto pretty much having red eyes, the Naruto's eyes. Of course Kakashi realizes this and tries to put the chakra sealing tag on Naruto. However, it doesn't work, realizing that there's something wrong. Jiraiya has told to put this when Naruto's using the Naruto's chakra, but then Naruto talks to Kakashi saying, it's fine, I can control at least this much amount, this amount of Naruto's power. And of course Naruto and the rest arrive, and they pretty much finish off, not finish off, they actually help out what's his name, Kankuro. And after this, of course, they go and find Gaara. Once they find Gaara's already finished, dead. Naruto gets pretty pissed off and follows Deidara out, and the fight against Sasuke goes exactly the same, with Chiyo and Sakura actually getting the information about Sasuke, or meeting with the Orochimaru, the meeting that he was meant to have with his spy. And of course Naruto actually pretty much being in hot pursuit for Deidara. He actually destroys Deidara, but Deidara escapes, and Kakashi was about to use his Mangekyo ability to pretty much finish him off, but of course that never happened. And Naruto, Chiyo actually gave her life up for Gaara, because she realized that Gaara and Naruto are part of the new generation, of the generation that will change the ninja world, and so she wants this change to happen, and she'll gladly give her own life up for this. And anyways, now after this, I'm just saying, Sasuke was actually one of my favorite Akatsukis. I mean, all the Akatsuki was, not all of it. There were only a few certain people from the Akatsuki I really liked. I'd say Itachi, Obito, pain, sorcery, and of course Conan and Nagato. Those are the only people who I really liked from Dark Akatsuki. The rest were kind of meh, but as in characters, they were pretty interesting when I was a kid, of course. Now that I see a bit more into it, they're not the best characters. Let's admit, they had so much more potential. They could have built up on them a bit more than just saying, oh, Kakuzu the first Hokage and he's like 100 years old. Like, you could have gave us a bit more, like some feats that he's done other than getting absolutely obliterated by Hashirama and surviving somehow. Like, it was so vague too. Like, we didn't even see the fight. Like, it was been actually a pretty interesting fight, if I'm being honest. But I would actually watch that. And anyway, of course, Naruto and Team 7 return to the Leaf Village, and here they actually get the distress call from Team Asuma, and Naruto realizes that since he already has a Rasen Shuriken, he doesn't need to go and train for it, so he was going to pretty much go with, well, at top speeds towards Asuma, Team 10, his friends, and pretty much once they arrive, Asuma was still alive, and pretty much Naruto and Team 7 were actually able to save Asuma instead of actually letting him die. Even though he took severe damage, Sakura was already healing him, and he was on the way of recovery, while Team 10 was actually helping out the rest of Team 7, which was Naruto and Kakashi, take on the two Akatsuki members. It was actually Team 10 on Hidan, and pretty much they were able to destroy him, and they kind of got the same exact character development as in the original, because they nearly lost Asuma. They didn't lose him, but still they realized how close he was to death, and Sakura realized that she can't fully heal him, and Asuma is permanently damaged. But of course, he's still alive. Only his ninja life would be affected because he can't be a ninja anymore. But the other things he can do, and remember, ninjas have like they're 10 times, maybe even 20 times stronger than a normal person. He's still stronger than a normal person. Like, an average person would not be able to fight an average Johnny like him still, but he probably could become an academy teacher or an academy instructor. And anyways, now Team 7 of course returns with Team 10. Oh sorry, no. What am I talking about? Naruto and Kakashi take on Kakuzu, and pretty much Kakuzu has absolutely no chance against the two. Of course, so Kakashi was able to take out 2 of the hearts, and Naruto the other 2, and in the end they were going to take out Kakuzu with a double Chidori, student and teacher, and pretty much as they combined the two, a dragon appeared behind them, and literally as they stabbed of course the chest of Kakuzu together, the dragon went through him, and pretty much Kakuzu stitched himself back up and said this is over, and Kakashi was running low on chakra, and Naruto says it's alright, I'll finish him off, and pretty much blitzed Zabuza and already had the Rasen Shuriken in his hand, and Kakuzu widened his eyes, and Naruto killed him instantly. Not instantly, but after the Rasen Shuriken hit him, Naruto actually threw it point blank, and Kakuzu got blown away and destroyed. Of course, he got instantly killed after that because of Naruto actually stabbing killing him, because he pretty much survived with a destroyed body. He couldn't move, but he was still breathing, and Naruto was like, you were a pretty fun opponent to fight. A very gruesome one too, having 5 hearts, killing your elders, kind of mad, and pretty much kills him off, and then leaves. Team 10 and Team 7 return, and of course now, I'm just saying, of course, this was all after the Sasuke meeting. Yes, Naruto still met Sasuke. I completely forgot about to cover that, but that meeting kind of went the same, and as in Team 7, only the 2 members of Team 7 went because of Sai actually reflecting over his actions, and pretty much kind of deciding to change, and Naruto was actually more than glad enough to be his friend. And anyways, now of course they get the news about Sasuke killing Orochimaru. Of course, they don't know that this is a crippled Orochimaru, because from what they've seen, he was able to fight a full tilt Naruto. Yes, a full tilt Naruto, which Naruto could barely control. However, in the end, he lost control, which Yamato had to help out here. And yes, Yamato is still there, but he didn't go to the Team 10's aid, because he was actually quite tired. Even Kakashi did less than Yamato there. And anyways, now, of course, once they return, they do hear about this, and as Sasuke was pretty much fighting, well, Sasuke actually created Team Hebi. I'm pretty sure it's Hebi. Let me check. Sorry, it's Team Taka. Hebi is against Killer Bee, and Team Taka is against I'm pretty sure Team Taka is against thing for the killing of Itachi, or they were working towards killing Itachi. But anyways, now, of course, once Sasuke fights Itachi, he actually has the Susanoo at this point, and he's a lot stronger. So I wouldn't say on par with Itachi. Itachi is still miles ahead, like planets ahead of Sasuke, but still he holds back, and Sasuke still has to resort to the Kirin and the curse mark with but in the end he still gets destroyed. And then as he tries to use his like Susanoo arrows, of course they all got blocked by the Yato mirror, and pretty much Sasuke was having a harder time here. And of course Itachi was walking towards Sasuke. Sasuke fully ran out of chakra, and Itachi still had his Susanoo around him. Of course, this is kind of mad, because Itachi should have less chakra than Sasuke, but Sasuke used so much more than Itachi did, which and most of it was wasted chakra. He was using so much chakra that was wasted, because they weren't hitting. He just wouldn't get any hits on Itachi, and in the end Itachi does die by giving his by implanting an Amaterasu in Sasuke's eye, and pretty much this Amaterasu would go off as soon as he sees one of Obito's eyes. And of course the team that was set up to find Sasuke, they didn't find Sasuke, and it was actually Obito who actually rescued Sasuke. And pretty much he told everything about Sasuke, no, about Itachi to Sasuke, after actually escaping the Amaterasu with his Kamui. And pretty much after this, Sasuke pretty much already having the Mangekyo and being able to use it, he goes off to capture Killer Bee, and once he returns, he actually gains the Eternal Mangekyo, because this was around the time of the Five Kage Summit. And yes, he's actually able to capture Killer Bee here. But during this time, of course, now we're going to cover Jiraiya. Jiraiya actually did go and fight Pain, and here he had a much easier time because of the Rasen Shuriken being in his arsenal, and many other Rasengan types. For example, the Scorching Rasengan, and he can combine the Rasen Shuriken and the Scorching Rasengan, which will take a lot of chakra, but he has immense amount of chakras, like it's been stated in the series. And anyways, now, of course, Pain had a hard time against Jiraiya, but Jiraiya was able to escape last second as Pain was about to kill him, and told everything that he knew about Pain to Naruto, and Naruto pretty much went off to Mount Myoboku to finish off his Sage Mode training. Naruto actually had the imperfect Sage Mode, which was basically like Jiraiya's. Jiraiya went with Naruto a bit afterwards once he's fully recovered, thanks to Tsunade, and he was mastering Sage Mode too. However, he wouldn't be able to master it by the time Naruto actually finished his Sage Mode training, and he returned to the village, and they saw that it was destroyed. Naruto got pretty pissed off, and Jiraiya too. Jiraiya was actually the one to one-shot the Pain, and having Manpower on his side, Naruto didn't need them. Pretty much the two together were more than enough to take out Pain. However, Pain was actually able to, in the process, actually killed Jiraiya, and this is where Naruto kinda lost it, but he was able to control himself using the Free-Tail Cloak in his Sage Mode, and pretty much having a much bigger boost, and he was so close to killing the Diva Path. However, the Diva Path was literally, Naruto was a second too late. The Diva Path got back his almighty push, and pretty much he pushed Naruto back and literally stabbed him to the ground and impaled him into the ground and said, "This is all over." And pretty much Hinata arrives, and after Hinata gets absolutely finessed, this is when Naruto fully loses. He cannot control himself anymore, and the Naruto takes over. The Naruto doesn't really hate Naruto as much. However, he still wants his freedom. He doesn't know, maybe that was something that Naruto said on the spot, being serious. He couldn't really, well, he could tell that he wasn't lying. So, but however, Naruto needed his chakra at this point. Literally, the Naruto's, if he didn't intervene, Naruto would die. And pretty much, he took out Pain. Well, pretty much, and he told the Naruto that if he releases him, he'll take out Pain. He promises this. His death won't be in vain, and he will get his freedom. Not only will Naruto die, though, Naruto will die for the Akatsuki's, one of the leader of the Akatsuki's death. Remember, at this point of the story, they believe that Pain is the leader of the Akatsuki, so if they kill the leader, it's pretty much over. Like, just like in the villages, because if they kill the Hokage, that village will pretty much succumb. There's no way. If they kill the Kage of the village, there's no way the village itself can pretty much beat the other village, unless you have something like Sasuke in your village. If you kill Naruto, then you have Sasuke. You're not winning against Sasuke, unless someone. But to kill Naruto, you need another Naruto level fighter. So if you want to kill Naruto, you need to be Naruto's level, and that's already stronger than Sasuke. And anyways, Naruto won't let you kill him easily. Anyways, now, of course, Naruto then pretty much gets saved by Minato. Of course, the Naruto's kind of getting pissed off at Minato for saving him, because he wasn't even doing this like out of spite. He was actually helping out Naruto. And this is something that Minato realized, and he says, "You've gone soft, Naruto's." And the Naruto gets pretty pissed off. He's like, "I'm doing you guys a favor," and pretty much he pretty much reinforces the seal, or remakes the seal, and it's a pretty big feat, you know. That's his small amount of essence of chakra remaining in Naruto, who was able to redo the whole entire 8 trigram seal. That's kind of mad. And that's just the smallest fraction of chakra which Minato could see inside Naruto. And that was the chakra that he had remaining while he had a hole in himself. And he teleported a tail beast bomb, the whole Naruto's. He fought Obito. And he sealed half the Naruto's inside of him. And he split the Naruto's in half. Imagine how much chakra he had to have to still be able to seal the other half of the Naruto's with some of his chakra in it. And that little bit of chakra being able to recreate the 8 trigram seal. If we think about this is massive. There are a lot of people that downplay the 4th Hokage. The 4th Hokage is an amazing ninja. He's so OP. I know it's because of the war arc. I don't know, for 3 whole entire chapters, he was useless. But remember, it was after he found out that the masked man that attacked the village 16 years ago, nearly 17 years ago, was Obito, and he thought it was Madara, and he realized that if he maybe realized that was Obito from touching his wrist, maybe he could have changed something in Obito. And that's why he was actually in a daze. Like, the manga literally described that he was in a daze. I don't really want to talk about this because I don't want to start a whole entire debate, because I know some Naruto's and that hate Minato will come up to me and be like, "Oh, shut the fuck up, bro, you're just dumb, bro, like, he's bad, like, he's shit, bro, he's dead, a dead character, bro, he's dead, literally dead, legit, literally dead." But anyways, now Naruto and sorry guys, Naruto and Team 7, of course, Naruto and Team 7. Naruto does return and pretty much beats Pain and goes to Nagato. Nagato pretty much gets stuck in the jutsus and dies, and Konan goes on her own, thinking that she could actually kill Obito. Of course, this is pretty much a delusion, but of course she dies with leaving everything to Naruto, since Naruto is the final last hope for the world, since he's the Naruto's Jinchuriki, and if he's the one to die, if he gets captured, it's over. And anyways, now Naruto and Team 7 actually return. Well, not Team 7. Naruto actually goes off to the 5 Kage Summit afterwards, finding out that Sasuke pretty much joined the Akatsuki and pretty much became the one to capture the 8 Hills, and the Raikage is pissed off at the Leaf Village and he wants to kill Sasuke. But anyways, of course, once he arrives, he actually saves Sakura. Sakura, as per normal, she does all that kind of shenanigans, and pretty much she gets saved twice. And Naruto says, "Sasuke, if we're gonna fight, we're both gonna die." because Sasuke has the Eternal Monkey Sharingan. He's not going blind, and he could see Naruto perfectly, and he can actually see that Naruto is bluffing, literally bluffing. Sasuke is like, you're bluffing, and pretty much once Sasuke uses a Susanoo arrow at him, Naruto turns on his Sage mode, and pretty much with his little katana, the Naruto's actually is like, no, you're not gonna kill Naruto. Pretty much, he gives a chakra boost to Naruto, which was more than enough for Naruto to create a cloak, and Naruto was actually able to destroy just with this katana. Yes, he has it's not a short sword anymore. It's more like a medium, a large sword. I wouldn't say a full-fledged katana, but you know what I mean. It's like a medium-sized sword, and Naruto was able to slice through the Susanoo arrow just with that. And Sasuke realized how much stronger Naruto has gotten. Like, he's not even using Biju mode at this point, and Sasuke has like the armored Susanoo at this point, and he has the Eternal Monkey Sharingan, which should put him in a different league between from Naruto. But of course, Naruto was able to keep up with the Sage mode, and just the Naruto's helping him out a bit behind the cage. And anyways, now of course Sasuke escapes, realizing that if he fought Naruto now, he would actually die. They would both die, and he doesn't want to die yet because he wants to destroy the village, and then he can die in peace if he had to. And anyways, of course, Sasuke, the war begins, and Sasuke was actually resting because of the first time using the Eternal Monkey Sharingan at full power. It kind of hurt him. Of course, in the original, it didn't really hurt him much, but this time it hurt him because in the original, he woke up, then he had to fight a whole entire fucking war, and nothing happened to him. But here, I'm just gonna be like that. Sasuke kind of took a bit of damage, and his eyes were hurting quite a bit, so he was resting a bit more because in the original, he did get, I believe, like a week or two of rest, but here he got absolutely nothing. And Naruto, of course, still got sent to the same place where he mastered his Turtle Beast powers, and pretty much without Killer Bee, he was actually able to take out the Narutos and meet Kushina, and Kushina congratulates Naruto on beating the Narutos. The Naruto's going all out. He wasn't going to let Naruto get an easy win, even though he likes Naruto. Still, Naruto beat him, at the Naruto's going all out. But anyways, now, of course, Naruto joins the War Rock, and the War Rock joins the war, and the war kind of goes a bit similar up until he meets Itachi and Nagato. Here, Naruto is actually able. This is a prime Nagato by now. And Naruto, he actually absorbed one of Naruto's planetary Sengans, and pretty much Naruto had to go against a prime, a Edo Itachi, which is not stronger than, I wouldn't say stronger, but still, he's very strong, and and he can spam his Susanoo, and a prime Nagato. Of course, Nagato pulls him towards him, but Naruto was actually able to deflect this by actually just his force alone. And Naruto, of course, did kind of close the cage up again because he's not sure about the Naruto. Naruto is not really that good at, showing his feelings to others. How he's actually alright with Naruto. He never really showed that to Naruto. Naruto still believes that the Naruto hates him, but still, Naruto was actually able to fight off both Itachi and Nagato just with his Byakugan. Yes, Naruto hasn't used the Byakugan in a while, and literally with his Byakugan, he was actually able to see where the best spots to hit were, and pretty much it was blowing off each other's arms, or the two's arms over and over again, and even legs, but they were just regenerating over and over again, which actually made Nagato use his Chubaku Tensei. Naruto actually realizing how to counter this now, actually pretty much used a Scorching Rasen Shuriken and pretty much destroyed it, and Itachi used the Kotomatsukami in the end, and he actually sealed away Nagato, saying, Naruto, you got this one here. And pretty much Naruto promises that he will win, and pretty much he'll become Hokage after this. And Itachi can see that Naruto understands everything. He's already been acknowledged, and he understands that he's been acknowledged. And he's not trying to become Hokage to be acknowledged. He's trying to become a Hokage to actually protect the village. And he respects that, and he tells Naruto, he wishes Naruto all the best. And he tells him that to pursue his dreams and to please, and he's actually pleased that Naruto, well, he's actually very happy that Naruto is the friend of Sasuke and is someone who hasn't given up on Sasuke yet. Because most average people would just give up on Sasuke at this point. But remember, this is not an average person. This is Naruto Uzumaki we're talking about. And anyways, now, of course, Naruto and Sasuke does come out and pretty much see Itachi and goes with Itachi to fight Kabuto. Kabuto's taken out and all the reanimations are pulled back, or pulled back, or destroyed. Well, no, sealed away pretty much, or the caster pretty much undone the jutsu. So all the reanimations were undone, and it was just Madara who actually broke out of the reanimation jutsu, and Madara versus the rest. And Obito, Naruto still had to go through that fight and actually mastered the tail beast. Oh well, he actually got KCM2 and destroyed every single tail beast and got the tail beast chakra, even the 8 tails is. And anyways, now, of course, Naruto and the rest actually do pretty much have to fight Obito with the 10 tails, and then Madara joins, and pretty much all the Art of Shinobi join. And here the fight kind of goes a bit similar, just that Naruto could see how many chakra points the 10 tails had. It was way too many. And anyways, of course, you even with this Chroma avatar, he wouldn't be able to block every single one, and plus he would have to block every single one very quickly, so that the 10 tails can't reopen them before he can block another one. So he has to close at least 10 every second, because it will take the 10 tails at least 5 seconds to reopen it, which is actually very quick. And Naruto would take at least 20 seconds to block one, and it would take him a lot just to block one. And yes, Naruto is he's just that good with his Byakugan, where he and his Gentle Fist, where he can actually block a tail beast's chakra point. And anyways, now Neji still tries to protect Naruto. However, this time it was Naruto protecting them too, by actually using his mastery over all 5 chakra natures. This is something that he learned over his 2 years training, and he's actually able to use every single chakra nature without any hand seals. And of course, Jiraiya actually fought Madara, and he didn't make too much of a difference. And in the end, it was pretty much on the verge of death until, of course, Orochimaru arrived and saved the two. And anyways, I have an alarm coming up in what time? Shit, when was my alarm? Fuck. I have an alarm for 2 minutes. In 2 minutes it will ring. But anyways, now of course I'll turn it off right before it rings. Just saying. Naruto, of course, then fights with Minato and pretty much the other Hokage, and Sasuke joins, and in the end he declares that he wants to become his own type of Hokage, and everyone says no, and Naruto says alright then, let's see who can become the best Hokage. And Sasuke says, not you, Naruto, I'll be the Hokage, my own type of Hokage. And anyways, of course, after this, Naruto and the rest do fight the 10 tails, and in the end Obito becomes the 10 tails Jinchuriki, and Naruto is able to talk no jutsu to him. And after this, Madara pretty much gets revived and takes the Naruto's 9 tails, and Obito revives him, and Sasuke still dies, and they both get the Hagoromo power-ups. And in the end, Madara is pushed to use the Infinite Tsukuyomi, and he's like, alright, now I have to try, I'm going to beat the shit out of you because I haven't been trying the whole time. And in the end, he gets backstabbed by of course, Black Zetsu. And here, of course, Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto's very strong, very strong. Naruto having the Byakugan just makes him that much stronger. It's like the original Naruto, but with more power-ups, and pretty much being able to use pretty much being able to use the Byakugan, and having all 5 chakra natures mastered, and you can use each one at will at this point. And anyways, now Naruto, of course, after Obito was going to die, but Naruto was actually able to pretty much use his chakra natures to create a chakra wall. And not chakra wall, what am I talking about? He actually combined he used one of his true seeker orbs to actually protect Sasuke and himself. So 2 of the true seeker orbs would the true seeker orbs be destroyed by what? The rods of the dustalizers. I'm pretty sure that's what I call them. I'm going to say that she can't, because I can't really see anything that proves that she can. But I'm not going to say that she couldn't, because technically she's all type of chakras herself. So she's a counter to the true seeking orbs. And anyways, of course, in the end, Kaguya
it kind of gets destroyed by Naruto using his full power, and Sasuke and Kakashi and Obito using the perfect Susanoo together and pretty much destroying a bit of Kaguya. And Sasuke and Naruto were actually about to seal her away until Kaguya actually escapes again, and Sakura actually was about to escape upwards, but she punches her, and another alarm, let's go. And pretty much Naruto is actually able to, Naruto actually decides to kill her instead, because he can see a clear opening, and he uses his boil release to amp himself enough, and pulls out his katana and uses every single power that he has, using everything that he had. He actually decapitates Kaguya, and Sasuke is like, damn, Naruto, I never really thought you could do this. And pretty much he gets the Karma Seal, and yes, Naruto kills her, realizing that maybe he should instead of seal her away, because if he seals her away, there could be a possibility that she can be unsealed, right? So he actually kills her and pretty much gets the Karma Seal and meets Kaguya in his mind. And Kaguya says, I will take over your body, and Naruto says, I dare you to try. And pretty much Kaguya realizes how much supremacy and how much mind power Naruto has, and how he hasn't been affected by her actually being in his mind, and Naruto was actually oppressing her. She could feel Naruto's pressure in his mind, and then she saw all the tail beasts behind him, and he said, listen, you won't be able to take me over this easy anyway. And anyway, of course, now Naruto returns, and Sasuke still challenges him, and in the end, this time Naruto just slaps Sasuke to the ground. Sasuke realizes that he lost, and pretty much that's the end of Naruto. Hope you all enjoyed it. Please stay safe. This is the end of this what if. And anyways, please stay safe. Don't forget to subscribe to Ratreet, minimum 1 to 3. Also my friend Hxmesh, and my friend, and my second channel, the DB Lover. And don't forget to follow Shokiro on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, even if I don't post. And you can please join the Discord server, and don't forget to get your good quality anime merch from Beautiful Halo, and get 5% off on your next $49 plus order with the code MEME, MEME, and 10% off on your next $99 plus order with the code MEMES, MEMES. And don't forget to get your good quality lamps from lamty.com. You can get 10% off on any of your orders by using the code LAMT-The King of Weaves, capital L, then lowercase a, MPT, double E, dash, everything capital, the King of Weaves, except for O and F. And don't forget, please join the Discord server and make it alive again after we got nuked. It was been quite dead. Anyways, my documents are dismissed. Let's make the Discord server again, and peace. I don't think I recorded that one well. And if you got up to here, #peace.